Vendetta Guardians comes to us with hundreds of thousands of followers across social media. I recently, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, when Vendetta posted one of his videos, it was Onslaught Solo. His choice of weapons was basically Galahorn, Indebted Kindness, and Warden's Law, Adept. But I watched it twice, and I felt like this is so inspirational to me to know that it can be done. Vendetta, I loved that video. Thank you for posting it. We're going to dive right in with Vendetta. Now, I've played with Vendetta. I think it was Zemo and Vendetta that I played with one day. I'm waiting for the low man. I'm going to need, support from these high-end gamers. Vendetta, your best moments inside of Destiny.
I'm definitely that low man. But best moment for me would have to be getting world first Scourge of the Past. Getting that raid belt for the first time. We've been raiding for a very long time, or at least I have been, since like original fall. Right? I've been doing it with tier 1 for really that entire time up until these last couple raids. So being able to finally get it first felt really good.
And congratulations on that. And, I'm always excited to see a Guardian go in and just, lighten that path. Vendetta, now, what do you consider like one of your worst moments inside the game?
Ooh. There's probably a few, but one off the top of my head is going for World First Spire of Stars. So we actually ended up getting the first final stint, but we ended up wiping because there was a mechanic tied to throwing the balls at Valkaor, the final boss, and you were only allowed to throw one to get full damage. So basically, with how your light level was, everyone had to get a ball and had to throw it. But immediately as we hit final stand, 2 people ended up dying. So we threw multiple balls and didn't do as much damage as we needed to. Ended up wiping. It was very sad.
And tell me the name of that boss again, because I'm really surprised that you remember his name, because that's been out of the game for a little bit of time. What was the boss's name?
Valkaor or something like that.
Yeah.
It's scarred me, so, it sticks with me.
Vendetta, I really enjoyed that. I remember, seems like, didn't we have to cross the way? And I remember the hunters would use their tether and cross like this big abyss to get over to the gate. Or was that another one I'm thinking about? And then we had to stand on light poles and do a little dance. There were a lot of those they were considered side raids, not really, a huge main raid. But I thought they were all fun. I enjoyed every single one of them. And I appreciate you bringing that back and letting us know. If you look back at your gaming career, what is your favorite game of all time? And it doesn't have to be Destiny.
Favorite one from me, at least as of recent, would have to be Elden Ring. That game is a masterpiece. I spent like 200 hours in my first playthrough.
And is that the one where the girl, she turned into butterflies?
Yep. One of the hardest bosses in the game.
And so you played 200 hours. I actually watched you play a lot of that. There were some difficulty, some of the challenges were major. And I watched you take on those bosses and you shined. So that is your favorite game?
It's at least a top 3 of all time for me, for sure.
Okay, that leads to another question. What is the top 3?
It's tough to only pick 3, but definitely Halo 3. I think Destiny has to be in there too, just because I have like 17,000 hours on the game at this point.
You live in Destiny, you have an apartment on the tower.
20,000.
Vendetta gets a discount at the ramen noodle shop.
I better.
So I'm glad that you do bring some diversity into your gaming choices, but all of these that you mentioned, they can be challenging. When you're looking at people new in the game, what advice would you give someone that's just getting started out? They've just come through the Cosmodrome, they've defeated the Walker, you bump into them, they strike up a conversation, they recognize you, you're Vendetta. What advice are you going to give them?
I would say don't be afraid to attempt things that seem hard in the game, because you learn so much about this game by attempting things that are out of your depth, and you have all these little things about like your subclass, your weapons that you didn't really notice before because you're doing content that you just roll over anyway. So I think a lot of people, at least in LFG and things like that, they want to be carried and not actually learn anything. But I think the way you really get better at a game is to do things that you're not comfortable with.
Guardians, I am 100%, on the party bus with Vendetta on this. Don't be afraid of not being successful, because you learn that way. You attempt it. You go back in. When I finished my first Grandmaster solo, and you watch that, the video was made and it shows that one successful run. Guardians, there were dozens of runs before I got that one successful one. Vendetta, do you edit your videos to where we see the very best? How many runs does it take you before you feel comfortable enough, or do you start live streaming immediately on all the attempts?
I love to let people, so that's kind of what Twitch is like, Twitch is for the journey of getting that clear. YouTube is just for people who want to see the successful clears, right? So what I like to do is very first attempt, I just go live. I let people watch the entire process.
So they see the learning process with you.
Mm-hmm.
That, I like that, because I've had a lot of stumbles, a lot of falls, a lot of tumbles. And Guardians, remember, in the game of Destiny, life is uncertain and death is sure. It's not really about how far you fall. It's about how high you get up. And Vendetta has gotten up very high. I want you to go take a look at his channel, give him those likes, those subscribes, those thumbs up. Even these triple S tier gamers, they've got to break those algorithms to keep growing. Favorite character from a video game that you've played?
Favorite character? This is tough. I don't know. I don't usually latch on characters like this. I'm gonna go with Shax because he yells a lot.
Throw more grenades. Shax is your number one character. I have to say, I fell in love with Ikora back in the Red War when she jumped on the Cabal ship and she slammed down with a gigantic void ball and she screamed out, "You will find no mercy in me." Ikora, I love you. You need more parts. You need more lines. We want you active in the game. Your dream vacation, Vendetta.
Dream vacation. Definitely to go to Europe and just explore as many countries as possible.
Explore, hit all the countries. Start with Germany, because you can run into Mango over there. She can show you the sights.
Very true.
Yes, because Europe is absolutely beautiful. Your favorite movie?
Interstellar.
Interstellar. How many times have you watched it?
Like 4 times.
4 times.
Which for me, that's like 100 to a regular person who watches movies, because I don't really watch movies. I watch TV shows more than anything.
Now, and since you said TV show, your favorite TV show of all time?
Of all time? Again, I can't put just one up there. It's got to be... I mean, Game of Thrones is up there, even though the last season was horrible.
Awful.
I think everyone will agree.
Yes.
Mr. Robot as well. The Expanse.
Oh my gosh,
Breaking
The
Bad.
Expanse! Little known jewel, The Expanse, Guardians, wherever you get your streaming content from. I recommend to you that you watch The Expanse. It's a phenomenal series. Get past those first 3 episodes, and then you are in. Vendetta, I loved Expanse. I thought it was fantastic. Why is it so undiscovered, do you think?
Ah, I think probably because like conceptually, it's got to be a top three show of all time for me, at least. I'm big with universe stuff. And just like it's like a glimpse into the future of what our civilization is going to be like. So I think it's more just the acting falls short compared to other things. It's not as good as it could be.
But
But
in the
conceptually,
characters,
show
you
is
could be
10 out of 10.
invested in them. You could root for them. You could, hate on them when they made mistakes. The characters inside of the Expanse, so good, so good.
I agree.
Now, your reading. Do you read a lot of books, or is your time spent elsewhere?
I do read from time to time, but not regularly. No.
Guardians, let's take a look at Vendetta for the fashion side of things. We all know this is major. You know, what a Guardian is wearing, how they look, how they present themselves. Will they have a crew of people around them when they land on the tower? And Vendetta, I am going to say right up front, buddy, you are Vogue worthy. Anna Winter, make a seat at your table for this man because he looks absolutely fantastic. A hunter, human, 1841, running Revenant, Malfeasance, Forbearance, the Slammer, Adept with Eager Edge. Now, I like Cold Steel on this too. This is an excellent sword, but Eager Edge, I know people love it for mobility. Vendetta is running Lucky Pants, and this, you spent some time on this. You did not find that look on the bottom of your closet floor. This is couture, Guardians, couture. And I am going to just say this, hunters, not all of you need to wear black, okay? Not all of you need to wear black. You've got choices. Come to the party and get in on looks alone. Vendetta doesn't need a ticket with this look. He's going to go through the doorman and he's going to get free drinks at the bar. Vendetta, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
What are your final words to your viewers? What would you like them to know about you? Give us just something that, your viewers want to know.
I am not actually bald or pregnant.
Lies.
You've already been called out. Thank you, Mango. I know you know the truth. Vendetta, I want to thank you. Now, I do want to play with you at some point, Vendetta. As a struggling gamer at the bottom of the totem pole, rub some of your magic off on my way. You and ATP. Let's play something. Shameless plug, Ransom Rider. That's me. Shameless plug.